Hello everybody, we are learning about unit number 2. We will continue our definitions part, address of delivery, subsection 2 of section 2. In the previous video we have learned about actionable claim, right? Now address of delivery, it means address of the recipient of goods or services are both indicated on the tax invoice issued by the registered person for delivery of such goods or services or both. What do you mean by address of delivery? It means the address of the recipient. See, in the place of supply, your unit number 5, we are going to learn more about this place of supply. Now what do you mean by address of delivery? It is just your delivery address where I have, if I am supplying goods and services to you, where am I supplying it? Am I supplying it to your home or your office or wherever? That will be considered as address of delivery, right? Which is mentioned in the invoice. That is the address of delivery, okay? Address on record, the same thing, means the address of the recipient available in the records of the supplier. That is called as address on record. See, you are my valued customer, you are my regular customer. Your records are with me. You call me and you just give me the order and I will deliver all that goods to you, to your delivery place. Where should I look after? I should look after the records, okay? And such record, because I'm a supplier, I will have records. Whatever records of whatever the delivery address that you have given to me will be considered as the address of the recipient, okay? Then the adjudicating authority, what do you mean by this? It means any authority appointed or authorized to pass any order or decision under this act but does not include central boards of excise and customs, CBEC. Now it is revised as CBIC, okay? The revisional authority, the authority for advance ruling is also not included. Advance ruling authority is completely different. Revisional authority is completely different. The appellate authority is also different for advance ruling, and then the appellate authority itself, and then the appellate tribunal. All these things are not the adjudicating authority. The agent. Now what do you mean by this agent? Agent means any person including a factor. Agent means, see, the definition of agent is also broad. This definition says, including a factor, broker, commission agent, aretia, deal creditor agent, or an auctioneer or any other mercantile agent by whatever name called. You call them any other person, whether they are working for commission or not, all those people will be considered as agent who carries the business of supply or recipient of the business or services or both on behalf of the supplier. On behalf of supplier, if someone else is doing his work to supply the goods and services, that person will be considered as agent, whether or not doing for commission, right? In short, commission agent, aretia means the agent who is doing business on the behalf of others. Aretia, the word here, aretia means, or aretia, whatever you pronounce, I pronounce it as aretia. Aretia means the agent who is doing business on behalf of others, right? They will be considered as commission agent. All types of agents will be called as agent. There is no difficulty in it. Agriculturist, section 2, subsection 7. See, I have excluded section 2, subsection 6. Look at this subsection 5 and this is subsection 7. Subsection 6 is for aggregate turnover. And this aggregate turnover, I have made separate video on aggregate turnover. Please watch it. The link is given in the description box. Agriculturist, we will see the definition. Agriculturist means an individual or a Hindu undivided family who undertakes the cultivation of land by own labor. By own labor, individual or HUF are taking this business, okay? Not company, we are not speaking about the company. Like, then by the labor of the family, I am the individual, I take the labor of the family. Now, am I the agriculturist? Yes. By servants on wages payable in cash or kind, or by hired labor under the personal supervision or the personal supervision of any member of the family. See, I take the land and some other people are working under for that land, and if I am supervising that work, I am agriculturist, or if my family members are supervising it, I am an agriculturist. If someone else other than my family members is supervising it, he is not an agriculturist. Because it is my land, because servants are working over there for the cash or kind, then I am called as agriculturist because I have my own land, okay, having own labor, having own family. That is the definition given. Then appellate authority means authority appointed or authorized to hear the appeals. That was what I was speaking about, to hear the appeals from the persons, okay. You can appeal if you are not satisfied with the GST that you are paying, the GST tax under the GST which you are paying. If you are not happy, then you can make the appeals where you are making appeals in the appellate authority, right, as referred to in the section 107. We will see it later what it is. And then the appellate tribunal, what do you mean by this? Appellate tribunal is as good as your court, okay, where GST appellate tribunal constituted under the section 109, where the court will look after everything. Then the two more definitions: appointed day, the day on which act shall come into force, 1st of July 2017. I repeat, 1st July 2017 is the appointed day for the GST. Right, this is definition, and it is given even in the examination. This question was asked in one of the previous examination for 2 marks. There were many such students who had written only the date 1/7/2017. We have given all 2 marks, full 2 marks. And then the assessment. Assessment means determination of tax liability. In income tax also, in income tax subject also, you are learning the meaning of this assessment. Assessment means we are only assessing the tax liability, calculating tax liability, right? Determination of tax liability under this act and includes all these types of assessment. Self-assessment is also there, and then reassessment, provisional assessment, summary assessment, base judgment assessment. These are the types of assessments. You will learn more about this later in the GST. You will learn early in income tax subject, okay. Now these are the 5 types of assessments. It is also the definition. It is also covered in the assessment definition, okay. That's all about the definition. And friends, that's all about your unit number 2. Unit number 2 still has one more definition called aggregate turnover, which will be given to you in the next video. Please go through that video and understand aggregate turnover, because we have maximum chances of getting that question in the examination. That is very, very important question, aggregate turnover, which also has numerical problems, right? Please go through that video, which is the next video, right? So thank you, and see you in the next video. Stay home, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.